And the cat is already eating the parents. Told you, cats will eat you. I don't know why people
They're
have cats.
Yes.
evil.
Yes. This week on Trees in Space, Jason and I watched the 1999 horror comedy Idle Hands. I'm Nate. This is Jason, and below us is Gail.
Hi, Gal.
Hello.
Jason, have you ever seen this movie before?
I have. I watched it multiple times back in 2000.
And did it hold up?
Well, I guess that's what we're going to discuss and find out right now, isn't it?
I
You
guess
know, you,
so.
you may want to tell our audience what Idle Hands is. It is, 20 years old. It's
Yeah.
25 years
So
old.
this is the very basic is kid's hand gets possessed by the devil, hand kills people, kid cuts off hand still kills people, kid catches hand goes poof.
Um, was it possessed by the devil? Was that in there anywhere?
I'm pretty sure it's in the title page or on the poster. Idle hands, the tool of the devil.
Right. Idle Hands are the playground of the devil.
Yeah.
But the what was it? The Druid Witch person?
Yeah, Vivica A. Fox.
Yes, who I forgot was in the movie. Do they believe in the devil?
Uh I don't know. Maybe this might be some sort of insert of knowledge. Do you know?
Do you know their gal?
Does
I
anybody know?
do.
On the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The fellow playing first base for St. Louis.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
I know a lot about a little stuff, or the other way around. I know a little bit about a lot of things, but that's not one.
Are
So,
you just looking at something to talk about because this movie is not as great as it used to be?
well, no, I think I'm a little new ground. There's three of us, and I'm trying to, make sure we leave openings for our guest to speak when she wants to, because she's not the kind of person that's just gonna jump in, she's not like Travis that says nothing at all. But that's all. No, I will continue to talk. So I watched this movie when it first came out, and I thought it was just wonderful. I thought
Loved it. It was a
everything about it was
Mhm.
wonderful.
and
And
that
Seth Green was relatively new. I don't think I've seen him before this movie.
yeah, I think that he was in Can't Hardly Wait
Yeah.
Maybe.
right before it.
Okay. And Seth Green plays Seth Green. I don't care what anyone says. He has the same character and all. He doesn't act.
Yeah,
He's
no, I
just
don't think I've ever seen him in something in a serious role.
no,
No.
no. Can't hardly wait. Is that the one where he was going through the uh grocery store at the beginning of the gas station, trying to say he's gonna hook up all the different honeys?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's got the love bag and he ends
Yes.
up hooking up with his friend and yeah. Anyway,
And maybe we should watch that movie at some point in time and review it.
maybe we can take a trip back to the 90s,
Your favorite decade.
right?
But then we get Jessica Alba, which I'm pretty sure this was her very first movie.
Oh my God. She is horrible in this movie.
She is
It was
so
bad.
bad. It's good thing that she's as attractive as she was or is.
She was so
She
cute,
never
but
would got another role.
like, were all girls that horny in the 90s?
I,
Gail, were,
Gail?
were women
I feel like that wasn't a thing.
like she was like
She's
Michael
like,
J. Fox's mom in Back to the Future, like horny kitten on him.
oh, she's like, hey, you're covered in blood. Come in here and let's, make out.
yeah.
Yeah, let me go ahead and take your pants off too while we're at it. Like this is the first time we've ever talked, but I'm gonna go ahead and whip your dick out. Like Where were these girls in the 90s? What the fuck?
They were there, they just didn't look like her.
Accurate.
Uh, but they rushed that relationship so freaking quick. Like he finds her book, he delivers it. He can't talk to her. He falls off the freaking front.
He ran away.
Yeah, and she damn near.
Wish I take this. Fucking...
And then like she gets mad at him later because she's like, "You read my music," and then he reads one of the songs, and it is horrible.
Well, there's gum on her
You know,
shoe.
like pizza. She wrote it like when she was 13.
Devil girl with nothing to lose. She got wind in her hair and gum on her shoes.
Well,
Yeah.
my issue with it, and you know, I've talked to my daughter a few times, and she's now calling me nitpicky. She says I'm nitpicky about things, and I gotta stop being nitpicky about movies because this movie could be so nitpicked to death. But he quoted her that song.
Yeah,
When did he hear it? When did he read it? He opened the book right before he gave it to her, flipped through a couple pages, and handed it to her.
yeah.
One of the guys said that he's been reading over her shoulder in biology.
Oh, I thought he meant that if you keep the book and you read, she's going to see you reading it in biology. Look at see. This is why we have Gail to correct me because I'm an idiot. Okay,
I
that
told
makes
you,
sense.
women pay attention to things that guys don't.
I
That's
also
true.
looked up if the hand was possessed by the devil.
And
It was not. It was a demonic entity
oh,
that
The devil's
possessed
brother.
the laziest of people.
Yes. I don't know how it just possesses whoever. I mean, obviously it was making some sort of pentagram.
yeah. So
Mhm.
there was no connecting centerpieces. She just threw a pen like she had the ring going on, but nothing. And she just like, oh, I can draw a star in between this and that. Oh my God, it's a pentagram. But like, there's no circle or dot to signify where the next town is. Like, she doesn't know.
It was, and I guess my
Driving this airstream like it's a freaking tank too. She's just rolling everybody over. Like, how is she not on the FBI's most wanted list for reckless driving?
I'm just trying to figure out the whole he got possessed and killed his parents,
And had no idea.
but didn't remember doing it. But then later on, he remembers and his hand comes. I'm like, what switched in him where he started remembering?
He wasn't high.
Yeah.
He ran out.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't high. And that's nothing about these '90s movies or late '90s, early 2000s. Everyone's getting high.
Well, he was blaming it on the nutmeg and the oregano.
How dare you have me
He
pull that,
rolled it
man?
with his freaking loitering or his littering ticket.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Did you know that they actually had a different person do the hand?
Yes.
Oh, I did not.
That was yeah. If you look really close, certain scenes you'll see that they, had a different person behind him doing that hand. That's why the hands look so different. Sometimes it's not, but usually it was.
I want to know how, if, so his two friends come back to life, right? Why didn't the parents come back to life?
Because they went into the light. The two friends refused to go because there were a bunch of girls down there talking, but the music sounded like Enya.
Yes,
Right.
they did like the and yeah. They said, you know what? Don't. And the parents probably like, you know what? My son just killed me.
I don't want to go
I
back.
don't want to go
Yeah.
back there. I mean, if my child murdered me.
And the cat is already eating the parents. Told you, cats will eat you. I don't know why people
They're
have cats.
Yes.
evil.
Yes.
What was the deal with? Okay, in the movie, after he figured out he was killing people, it was me killing people in the living room before he kills his two friends. The word "ant" is written in blood.
Yeah.
His name is Antoine.
Oh,
So
And
she
his mom.
started writing who killed them
That makes sense. Now, see, okay, all the people watching this you don't need to comment on anything because that young lady right there answered all the questions. So the only questions we have for that, but see,
Now,
makes
I
sense.
literally watched it today.
So did I.
hey, that's the point. We watch it within 24 hours, so it's fresh. Um, how the hell did the dude with the Ford get the Vivica A. Fox like that? Like she at the very end of, now it's time for the ritualistic sex. And it's
He was
like,
the only one available.
but I mean, really? It was that easy?
Well, I think it's kind of, I mean, the movie just pushed and pushed, like, okay, we're gonna make sure this happens, and I mean, it's not meant to be serious, whatever. But
The
um,
only person that didn't get hit on was Seth Green.
that's true, rightfully so. Um, and
Though I did like it when his bottle got stuck
that was cool.
Mhm.
in the vent.
But I don't know why. I can understand why the Vivica Fox, Vivica, Vivica Fox
Yeah.
goes to the bowling alley because that's her hands. But they just happen. She just happens to go to the bowling alley, and he talks to her, and just they just have this conversation,
Yeah.
just open up this whole conversation. I'm a druid princess trying to fight this devil thing.
And
Happen to
she
know somebody that has their hand possessed.
yeah, and how I thought they were gonna go bowl. How did bowling turn into drinking beers?
Uh, have you not bowled with us?
Yeah, but I mean, they could have had the conversation at the bowling lane and not at the bar. Like they just set it up like, hey, we're gonna go bowling. No, we're gonna fast forward the fact that we were supposed to go bowling, and then now
Hmm.
we're gonna have beer. Like, why don't you say,
Right.
well, then why don't we just go have a beer? Like, why say one thing and then do the other thing?
And also, this is kind of, we're just all over the place with this movie because the movie was all over the place. He has his cart. He's pushing a cart through the alley with dog food in it or cat food in it, whatever. Before the
Dog
cops
food.
push him down, whatever.
Yep.
He hasn't talked to his parents in days. Where'd you get the money? He doesn't have a job. Otherwise, he'd have bought marijuana. Did he just steal the cat food?
Well, his supplier was dry because the supplier was his buddy. So
Hmm.
he still probably had some money that he would
Okay.
have used it for weed. He just didn't have weed, even though they were holding.
This is where I'm a nitpick. Like you just got to look past that little stupidity there.
Well, I nitpicked the fact that at one scene that if you blink you'll miss it, his little smoking apparatus or the mouthpiece
Oh yes,
is missing in a cutscene. And I was
I
like, yeah, it's missing.
Yeah, I actually looked for that and I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's hot. Like I noticed it and I was like, oh, that sucks.
was it there and then wasn't there and then there again? I'm not watching it again to find that scene. So,
I'll
um,
probably find it.
but did you all notice the angel and the devil females? I mean, there's Jessica Alba and her friend who was dressed up like the devil.
Yep. I loved how when they were they go, I'm not gonna walk through that much Mindy or whatever. Let's turn around and go back.
Yes, exactly. But
Well,
they
and then
didn't
he tells him he can go back if he wants a piece of her.
Yeah.
yes, if you want a piece of her, you can go back. Yes, that was. But she wasn't even shown until she's dancing with her at the party. Like they just brought her in so she could be slaughtered up by the fan.
Well, they wanted the fat guy to have someone to make out with.
Was because of her costume, I couldn't really tell. Was she the one that the kid from the Ford was talking to? And she said she was like super mean to the twins and told them to go
Go blow each other.
blow each other.
I think it was her.
Look, yeah, it might have been because the way she talks. I think you're right. Okay, okay, this movie is not getting any better, but yes,
It's connecting a little bit,
it's
but it's not
connecting better.
good.
So we've established that there is a total of 7 people in this town.
It was more than that because the hand tried to kill the manager of the hamburger hut, and he missed him.
Yep,
So it was the manager guy.
that's true.
Um, so I have a question for you all.
Yeah.
So what's happening in this movie is people getting killed by the hand. Was he killing the other ones too, or did they just the hand the devil the demon goes from one hand to his hand?
It travels.
Right, but obviously there was a guy in the prison that
Mhm.
Viva K. Fox was going to see. His hand was all messed up, so she knew it left. But then she saw there's more murders at this one place. Why she showed up there? He didn't start killing until he killed his parents. But there's already 4 people that were dead before then. Did he kill those 4 people, or did it travel to his hand?
I want to believe that it's implied that he potentially killed those people.
Okay.
I
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I mean,
Okay. So
I feel like they were like, nobody's gonna question that part of the plot, so we're just gonna go ahead and set it up. And
well, they don't know me. How could they not see 26 years into the future about us having this show before YouTube existed? So he killed 6 people at least. The 4 prior, his 2 parents, and like 2 cops.
and his friends.
And the two
He killed
friends.
8 people.
8 people. And he's not shackled to that bed with the handcuffs. He's
Well, he had it contained a couple times, but
Yeah, with the rope.
I mean, he didn't know that he was into some freaky shit apparently.
no.
But he had it in the microwave.
Yeah.
And then Tweedledee and Dum had to go and grab some burritos, but they had antiseptic and they let the hand free.
Well,
Which,
yeah,
how the hell did the hand survive getting roasted like that? It
but
was,
that was after the hand already killed everyone. After the hand left him, the hand didn't kill anyone, did he? Did it?
Yes, it did.
Who?
The couple in the car
the singer of
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
and the principal,
Oh, okay. So I guess it killed 4 people by itself.
and then the girl, the devil,
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean,
because he hung her
I,
and then
I
they
guess
turned the thing
yes,
on.
I guess technically that is correct. He did. Okay, so the hand killed 5 and he killed 8. Together
Now,
they killed 13.
here's a question. How the hell does a hand have that much mass to mass ratio to enforce enough to pull, let's say, a 140-pound woman and then gently slide her back down and hold her weight up? Or muscle between 2 or 3 guys trying to with the lever with the car that's going up and then she just stops at the tip of her nose. Like
Yes, I love that scene.
Demon.
this deep like it
Demon,
That's my only answer.
demon power. It's
all I got.
walking by itself. It's just,
it just doesn't seem logical. That's all to me.
I
I
mean,
don't think anything about this movie was meant to actually be logical.
You know, that might be fair. And with that, I think we should probably see what the audience thinks. So why don't we go ahead and get into the 5-star and 1-star reviews? The first 5-star review comes from Monica D. One of my favorite movies. I have seen this so many times, but it still makes me laugh. It is a classic.
okay, Monica D. I want the example where you still laugh. Is it something?
I want to know how it's a classic. Just because it's old doesn't make it a classic.
I mean, I definitely laughed when
I
he
know.
whipped that cat around by its tail and threw it
Oh,
out the
that
window.
was so funny. I laughed out loud. That was the funniest part of the whole movie. I'm glad you brought that up because I laughed so hard at that one. I rewound that twice because it, you know, I guess I could see, I'd still laugh at it
Okay,
3
it's
years
funny.
later. The first 1-star review comes from Ashley H. Idle Hands is another disappointing film. It's about lazy Anton's right hand that has become possessed with murderous intent. Devon Sawa and Seth Green give horrible performances. The script is badly written. Rodman Filder gave horrible job directing this movie. I was not impressed with this motion picture.
That was a lot to say in a review. But I think Seth Green and Devon Sawa were actually one of the better actors in this movie. That and the other guy who, the friend, the big friend.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's ever been in. If this was his only thing, maybe we'll have some sort of insert credit here thing for him. But
I
uh,
think he was in one of the Christmas Vacation movies.
oh, I think you might be right. The next 5 star comes from Unknown. Probably my favorite movie of all time. Loved it as a kid. First time I randomly found it on cable at 2 a.m., and I've watched it every few years since. It's great comedy horror. It's nothing earth-shattering or Oscar-worthy, but hey, it's just my kind of movie. 100 out of 100.
That, that's a fair review. It's my kind of movie. It's what I like, you know. Nate
Yeah.
has movies he loves that
Dune, baby.
I'm sure Gal has movies that we'd look like
Boondock
I have
Saints,
movies.
baby.
Boondock Saints for sure.
Okay, and I got movies that nobody watches, so you know, it's all
Pandemonium, baby.
Few Good Men, baby. Okay, pandemonium, but the fact you're fucking great. The next 1 star review is from Unknown. No one has Unknown. I mean, no one writes their name on these anymore. A disastrous attempt at trying to make a campy horror comedy. Not funny, scary, gory enough to really satisfy viewers, given viewers even genre fans. It literally makes no sense, and the characters are incredibly confusing. I mean,
You're not wrong, but it was still all right.
yeah, I mean Jessica Alba's in it, and you know, a bra and panty. I mean, I'm not gonna complain.
I mean, I complained that her acting was horrible in this
It
entire.
was, it was horrendous.
Her cuteness couldn't save it. I'm sorry.
No,
Uh, Last 5 star comes from Michael S. It may not really be a 5 star worthy, but I love this movie.
there again, I like it. He's like, you know what? I'm going to give it 5 stars so people will watch this movie because I enjoy it. Someone else should. Um, okay. And the last 1 star review comes from an also unknown. It's 1 star, just 1 star. 1 star for Alba's ass.
I mean, I get it.
I mean,
I
this
mean, it's an
movie,
18-year-old ass. I mean, every girl's ass at 18 is probably pretty tight and high. So
I mean, it's gonna get a stump boost anyway because there's 18-year-old boobies in there.
I didn't even realize that happened in the movie either. I thought it was rated. Is it rated PG-13? Is it rated
It
R?
is, yeah. No, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's PG-13, which is why I felt somewhat comfortable just, watching it when Connor was home from school.
I mean, it's a pretty long time being shown the boob, and they're not just being shown because boobs are boobs, but they're being shown being fondled in a sexual way
Oh
for,
yeah.
for a good
Uh-huh.
like 7 to 8 seconds.
Uh-huh.
That's definitely R-rated material.
Well, now it is.
Well, they had
Back in the
PG-13
90s, it
back then
wasn't.
too.
Well, we've had this conversation about movies that were in the early 90s, like PG movies with boobs in them. You're like, what the hell?
But they only had R. There's PG and R. That was the choices. PG-13 came around like in what, 87?
You know, PG-13, you're allowed to see boobies.
Yeah. Oh, guess so.
The WTF comment comes from an unknown 1 star from March 7th, 2010. I saw part of this movie years ago when it first came out and thought it was funny. What the hell was I thinking? A movie like this shouldn't spend the first hour on exposition. I love Seth Green, and he couldn't save this movie.
I agree with this 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you've heard us talk about this movie. You've heard what the critic or the audience thought about this movie. Now let's go ahead and find out what Rotten Tomatoes and the audience scored this movie. Rotten Tomatoes scored this 18%, while the audience managed, which is you at home, to score this at 58%.
I think I'm more shocked at the audience score than the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Do you think it's low or high?
I think I yes, I guess I think almost 60% is very high for this movie.
I mean, I don't know. Back when it was made, I thought it was hilarious and I thought it was a great movie, but I watched it again and I will say I definitely said more than once that it was a stupid movie.
And maybe the people reviewing it now are that same age we were watching it back then. They were 18, 19 years old and think it's great.
Maybe.
I mean, I was 28 or something and I thought it was pretty good then. So my maturity level takes a while to get.
Well, why don't we go ahead and get into ranking this movie? I will not recommend this movie to my surgeon. Nope, not worth it. Even this movie should have stayed in 1999. I don't know why we still have copies of this movie. It was fine. I'm just gonna say it is a with the boost because of the boobies, 2 trees and a stump.
Now it's my turn.
Okay, I enjoyed this movie back when it first came out. I thought it was fine. It's not nearly as good as I remember it being. There's a certain part of the movie that I remember clearly in my brain, and that was Miss Jessica Alba on the roof of the car. But in my brain, she was facing the other way, face down, and her booty is what hit the roof, not her boobs.
Actually,
I do not.
it was her nose that hit.
Right. I thought it was her butt. My brain. I Mandela affect myself for some strange reason. I don't know what that was. The script was weak. Acting by Jessica was, like I know her, was not great. The 2 main actors, I thought they did a fine job. I thought Vivica A. Fox was overacting completely. I thought the special effects was really good. But it does get a stump boost because of the boobs. It gets a stump boost because of Jessica Alba. Because I rate how I want to. So because of those 2 stump boosts, and what I thought, I also am going to give it 2 trees and 1 stump.
Wow.
I would not recommend it to my surgeon.
That's right. All right, Gail, you're up.
My turn, assholes.
Okay, so I can definitely say when this movie came out, I was probably a fan because of Devon Sawa. I definitely yeah. The effects, I'd say, were actually really good for 1999. I mean, watching it now, obviously things could definitely be better, but for back then, I think it was good. Jessica Alba was awful. Like you said, Vivica A. Fox was way over the top, and her character to me made absolutely no sense. But like you said, with the boobs, it gets the boost.
Even Gal gives it a boost for boobs.
It's the rule.
I mean, I'd say maybe 1 tree, 1 stump.
I can't fault any 3 of us for the ranking that we did. I'd love to see what your ranking is at home. Go ahead and drop it down in the comments if you would be so kind. Until next Monday, I've been Nate. That's been Jason. Gail, thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you soon on the next episode of Trees in Space.